Hello, lab rats, and welcome to yet another Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Traders. Oh god, did YouTube Studio stop tracking? Why are my stream starts always scuffed? It was working fine just like seconds ago. Okay, now it's fixed. Ah! A Thuri taking off my jacket first thing, like she always does.
Keep your wits about you.
Here's hi Winter Kitsune, hi DJ Fail, hi Drainzia. So we were still exploring around. Have we found the space bitches? Hi anti-fashion
Rise to the
action.
top, or get left in the dust.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Can I not attack?
Will
Okay, I had
beg
to wait
for
until the
mercy,
battle started.
but I will
some
grant
reason.
none.
Show them no mercy.
Oh, thank you for reminding me to hydrate. Okay, hold on. Alright, what do we do for initial setup? There are 10 guys? Where are the others? Oh, there's a bunch of them over there. I see. Alright, I'll go back. Here, I can go back. Abelard and Magenta. Where? I can put her there so she can meet from Cabin, Pascal. Not the best fight.
I'm still standing.
Oh my fucking god!
Just barely.
Jesus Christ!
Was that you? Or...
Oh, and I could have done more with it.
Never doubt me. As the Emperor
Madden
commands,
Black.
I act.
Can't catch my breath.
A tactically sound
We're gonna
approach.
need Abelard to come up here. Kill me. Because goddamn.
Indeed.
Alright, analyze. Fire plan.
I'll make it happen.
And precise attack.
On it.
Oh, he still missed. Okay. It's unfortunate.
Explorers know one route.
Forward. Finish off that.
My competencies are not that universal. Cogitation failed. My vow is to
Not that
serve.
much.
I'm not so sure. Will do.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
Not this Scryer's job.
This-
No can do.
Okay, no line of sight. Move down. Oh. No. Okay, I guess I'll just move here. For the line of sight.
I'm not so sure.
I don't even have line of sight to that guy, huh? It's annoying.
That is not my destiny.
I guess there's nothing else for her to do. Keep our Genta there and big burst fire down.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
My exit
Oh my
strategy
god.
will remain unused.
Take up defense over the body of the fallen unit.
Why is Abelard knocked down? If I move there, do that. Oh, not quite. Didn't quite get him.
Anything
Fucking push
else?
him off with that.
What an unfortunate turn of fate. Will do. Anything else?
Thought too hard? Maybe. Can't hit the sharpshooter. I do have a chance of hitting that guy, actually.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Just fired directly into the wall there, didn't it?
Tried and tested tactics are the
almost
best ones.
Hold on. Yeah. But did he actually die that time?
But of course.
Now I can.
Was that you?
Did
Boy.
I miss? Oh no, it just didn't quite kill him. Oh fuck! I don't know why I pressed space there. Keep doing that. Well, they're moving to where Argento has a really good shot on them anyway, so. Move here and
My place is at the
There.
fore.
and then
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
What do you mean activate pro attack? What? I'm so... Befitted, thank you for the follow.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. Running binaric override. The scriptural prognosis is
Oh my god, he just shot sideways and hit Abard with all of those. Ah!
On it.
Oh, it killed the sharpshooter too! Neat! Okay, that was fantastic. That was actually fantastic.
Anything else?
Into,
But of
I
course.
guess we'll just enact more. And again to burst fire.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
In the wall again. Abelard can go here and then should be the charge. No, not quite. I move towards
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Reduced to dust!
That's that fight over, and I unfortunately... Oh no, Camille Regis still alive.
Is there
even though he
money
died
to
in the
be
fight.
made?
Okay. Wonder what's up. Oh. Sniper glove. I need. No, I don't need. It's back up from being goddamn Ted is their money to be made. Oh, another bolter. And a helm of determination. Fellowship from gain armor from fellowship, huh? Well, we don't really have anyone who particularly cares about fellowship. The thing. Oh, he can use this altar. I think I'll keep him with Alaskan though.
I always have a backup plan.
Guess I'll give this to Abelard, because he's the best one. Yeah, Abelard is from kind of. Okay.
Over there.
Push the all the way down.
Didn't flinch.
My faith.
Oh my god,
shields me.
everyone's taking damage from Steve. That sucked. I got head trauma!
Always
from
keep
the
your eye
Steve,
on the
no!
prize.
Okay, I guess we really need to go back to the void ship now.
Cast your eye there.
What? Oh, trap.
Keep your wits about you.
Beam trauma
I
out.
better myself through my service.
Oh, there's more enemies up here. Okay. I probably shouldn't have walked into them, but okay. It's actually a really bad position to be fighting from. Guess we'll stack everyone up on the wall. That's weird. We'll go there and then we'll, like, burst fire. Yeah. winning? I'm doing okay.
God Emperor, move through me! Feel the fire in my
Ooh.
heart!
Fantastic. And then over there, a little bit of protection. I forgot to equip the gloves. No.
I won't compromise my principles.
Oh well. Dr. Imagine, thank you for the follow. Yeah, from what I've heard, I'd recommend waiting for patches.
Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally.
I'm playing it mostly because, like, I'm a streamer. I want to play games when they first come out. For sure.
It cleanses the body! I will endure.
Oh my god! Okay. Oh fuck. Everyone's on fire now.
Will do.
That. And that. We can chase those fads, yeah.
Was that you? Or what is this foreboding?
Shall become like fire.
Pascal can move during. Get out.
Activate calculated fury. The Omnissiah knows, comprehends all.
Follow my lead.
Couple will move up. Fill up Argenta.
This wound will make a fine scar.
Blessed be the hand of the healer.
It will be done.
I think I'm just gonna have him endure actually. There's Camille.
It's nothing.
Damn, like that is substantial.
The enemies of the Emperor
Wow,
will
just
be
accept the rest
undone.
of the thing, Avalar, actually.
Who even taught you to
Of
fight
course
like
she hit him
this?
twice.
I refuse.
Who's dead? No one.
Target well.
currently.
Not my worst
Ow.
day. Yet.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
You move there. Why won't you let me move there again? You're there. Okay, do that.
Your end was inevitable.
Oh, I want to the one in front.
I refuse.
Okay, we're in a really bad spot. Oh, they dodge! Okay.
I know what
Increase
is to
their range
come.
dodge.
On it.
Let's finish off.
Be gone.
Well, there goes Avalar.
Don't you dare leave us now.
Can't say it wasn't expected. We can move Pascal here. Finish that guy up.
My
It's
vow
terrible
is to
when
serve.
analyzed.
Running by no desire condemns you. Reading damage to bulk.
You know the deer's powers caused fighting today? Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
saw you talking
Stay
about
with
it.
us.
Oh, there goes Genta too. Okay, we really need to go back to the ship now. Everyone's like incapacitated.
I'll make it happen.
And I-
On it.
that and then Not even close to finishing this part of the planet. I can't say I expected that I was.
Will do.
You know why? There is a decent chance to take him out.
Anything else?
It did not. Okay.
But
Move
of
for both,
course.
and then I thought they said you could as soon as the anti-air was down, and the anti-air is in fact down.
Failing.
Well, he's gonna like fall unconscious. Might as well. No, it's good.
Another voice to join my choir?
Yeah, I took the AA battery down.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Oh my
me
god.
down, but I'm not.
Okay, that's
out.
bad. I was
I should
really
have
hoping that
foretold that.
exactly that thing wouldn't happen.
They who discern the future on the battlefield.
High momentum.
Yeah, let me see if I can go back on the ship because
Will
otherwise
do.
we're in like a really, really bad situation.
On it. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Join
Okay,
me
we
in
barely
prayer.
survived that. Let's save the game. Oh, a bunch of flamers. No.
Blessed be the road that we take.
Chainmail.
Onward.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
That's nice, but requires heretical, and no one we have is heretical yet. Yet. Is your heretical? Thought she wasn't. Let me check. I'm checking. Oh, she is heretical. Okay. You think the demons keep coming?
Let us not dawdle.
Okay, let's see if we can go back to the death.
I always have a backup plan.
Because like everyone is seriously injured right now.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Duty prevails.
Might as well disarm.
The Emperor
Keep your wits
favors
about
me
you.
today.
rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Aha! I can go back to the ship. Leonix06, thank you for the follow. I can get back to the ship. Haha! Hi! And I see you're chatting time too. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Over the last few days, I've received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are reckless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech can deal with the vessel systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in a dream. Yeah, it's always nice to get on my stream. Abelard. A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations or have some other explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed with death. Yeah, it's been really fun so far. I really like it. Adira joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have been since turned into local legends. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. Folk have grown used to all that, so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here. Technomads inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omniscia, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated, or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's task considerably more difficult, and High Factotum Janra Stenrock would like to discuss how we should deal with the defective property. He's awaiting your audience on the bridge. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with my model. How do I... Huh? Oh, how do I get back to my ship? There it is. Okay. Okay, let's talk to the factotum. Oh, hi, Tim. Yeah, I should probably go to Urak 5. Nightmare was like, what the fuck are you doing on Rykad Minoris? And the answer is because I accidentally clicked on it first. Might as well go with this. There's the button. Pleasure to see you. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance? Victus informed me about a problem with the servitors. What happened?
You see, your ladyship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning of late. They violate protocols, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose.
Generous Stanrope nervously pulls on his luxurious frock coat as if it were uncomfortably tight.
Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of these servitors myself, but I deemed it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behavior before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of the defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments, pending your decision.
Can't wait till she learns about the hundreds of birds.
Pascal Hanoiman expressed the desire to be present during the inspection, should it be carried out. I suppose the expertise in Demagos may come in handy.
I wish to take a look at the servitors before deciding their fate.
As you wish, your ladyship. Would you like the Engine Seer Prime to accompany you?
I don't think we've actually appointed him Engine Seer Prime yet. This is a weird fact of having left in the middle of mission.
Yes.
Pascal shall come with me, as your ladyship commands. Oh, hello. Oh, it's one of these sections. I remember sections like this from Wrath of the Righteous. When her ladyship arrived at the scene, she found the servitors in the same position that they had assumed after they had been corralled into the bay, all standing in a long spiraling line and facing the center of their strange formation. The moment her ladyship crossed the threshold of the bay gate, their bodies jerked into motion, all as one, as if obeying a command. The servitors turned to face the Lord Captain. The technomats tasked with overseeing the defective units even reached for their weapons, but then the servitors went still just abruptly, staring at her ladyship with vacant eyes. All present held their breath. Disturbed by the sight, they waited for the Lord Captain. Her ladyship, Vivienne von Valency. Took several steps toward the servitor. Immediately, the servitors, each and every one of them, stepped toward the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked her movements with frightening precision. The rogue trader halted in place and, after a moment's thought, waved her hand, and the servitors, just as synchronously, repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to the technomats, so did the servitors, as if mocking. They just want to spooch you? Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it an incline of the head, a wave of a hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated it without a moment's delay or hesitation. Like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer, we observed this mime unfold in express bafflement for nearly a minute, until the servitors finally came to a stop. Not sensing any threat from them, the rogue trader approached with confidence. The Lord Captain examined the servitors. I see this heretical option and I'm like, As High Factotum, it was I who had prompted the entire expansion. Oh, it's Generous Stanrock's perspective. Interesting. As High Factotum, it was I who had prompted the entire inspection, and thus it was my duty to follow the Lord Captain. As we stepped closer, we noticed a fascinating irregularity. The servitors' pupils, normally still, were shaking wildly. Their bulging veins were pulsating under their copper collars inscribed with past offenses. It was as if those mindless half-machines were locked in a perpetual state of extreme tension. A visibly shaken technomat behind us proposed that the human souls had awakened within the servitors' bodies, after a long slumber deep within their lobotomized brains. Formerly bereft of intelligence, they had attained awareness, feeling, and understanding. After a pause, the technomat added that the servitors used to function properly, and that no one had been able to explain the change in behavior. Her gaze still trained on the motionless but animate half-machines and half-people of the Lord Captain. I don't think I want to sacrifice them to Zinch. Stepped away from the servitors. Gestured for her Engine Seer Prime to study the servitors. The Engine Seer Prime slowly waded into the motionless servitor. Vivi isn't corrupted enough yet. The Engine Seer Prime slowly waded into the motionless ranks of the servitors, peering into their faces and checking their readings. There was no haste in Pascal's actions. With mesmerizing diligence, he inspected every single unit in his path by Naharic prayers for his companions in this investigation. The examination confirmed the Technomat's initial hypothesis. The servitors' souls, or rather the souls of the people they once were, had awakened. Not yet fully conscious of their past and present, these half-machines could nevertheless feel primitive emotions and sensations such as fear and pain. This undesirable consequence of dogwood phlebotomy is most rarely observed, and yet for some unknown reason, it had occurred in every single one of the servitors gathered in the bay. Turn to me, announce. Thank you for the head tap. Prime Savage 97. Her ladyship looked at me with unwavering resolve, and it was that confidence that wrenched me out of the nightmarish stupor that had been intensely observing this unfolding from before me. The Lord Captain. Hydration? Yeah, thank you. Dispose of the servitors so that their human souls may be relieved from torment. The Lord Captain's command was executed post-haste. All the defective units were incinerated in furnaces and their remains were expelled into the crew was provided with replacement servitors and soon forgot all about the destroyed unit's peculiarities, yet this incident haunts my memories to this day. With the fate of the defective servitors decided, nothing could now distract the Lord Captain from her mission. Interesting. Alright, let's go back to the current advancement. Let's go to Urek 5, as everyone's telling me I should go to instead of continuing on Rykad Minoris. Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. Vigdis pauses as if listening to something. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Worsterian's. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance. Oh my god, that's so cool! Everyday sounds of the bridge are disrupted by voices raised in anger. Ablard's voice the loudest of all. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a high-born brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant! The young woman standing before Ablard strives with all her might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye. I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not because you have already seen fit to disturb her. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lieutenant Avrilla Vent, requesting permission to speak. Vent falls silent, then answer Ashley, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. You may speak, but I want to hear a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable. I am sorry, Lord Captain, I thought drastic times called for drastic measures, Vent explained thoughtfully. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that the step is unwarranted and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Bent is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Ursarian, and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we'll have a mutiny or a massacre on her hands. Bent reels off the last words as though she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard and then named you. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me. I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up there to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Abelard scoffs. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for its situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it. But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, she will quell the unrest. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your ladyship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. How did all this start? The situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who killed him from the crawl. Hi, Gojira, whoops. Blood for the blood god. That's not really the chaos god we're dealing with right now, but we reported it up the chain immediately, arranging for a cleansing rite to be performed and open an investigation. No heretics have been found alive. Search has brought tensions between enforcers and workers to a head. Where does Seneschal Ursarian? I shall explain. Beg you to hurry, time is running out. It will not hurry, since my competence is under scrutiny. I shall speak first so as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship. You were far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Ursarian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, in Depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate to an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit to crush the strike with maximum force. Abelard would have you to say to all this. I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objection. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and directed that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising. Alright, I'm gonna, I need to go grab this guy here I was waiting for has arrived. Grab something. I'll be right back. Hold on, I'm gonna run some ads while I'm gone so you don't have to deal with ads while I'm like actually here and doing stuff. So see y'all in like a minute. Alright, I've returned. I've obtained people. Okay, I'm certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of his decisions for myself. Throne preserve you, Lord Captain. I thank you for your support. The Lord grits his teeth slightly, an enterprise bordering on the sophomoric. Please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort. Ah.
Is there money to be made?
Hey, it's Wersarian. Take that, scum. Oh my god, did they like throw shit at him? Abelard reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture and a telling one. A rare moment where he allows his aging ruinous armor like near self-assurance. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors. Let's keep moving. We can get to the bottom. A bunch of valves I can interact with.
Let us not dawdle.
Do they all have friends? Oh,
Always
Yana,
keep your eye
okay.
on the prize.
Yeah, see ya. I hope you show up for more streams.
Keep your wits about you.
Hello. Glad you enjoyed your time here. The sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays in an ephemeral event of ship's enforcer is barring the path of a heavily built assault unit officer, and judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already and has now reached a point. I have my orders to put an end to the unrest in Purge sector. You can take your orders and shove them. This is my deck and my sector. There are only 3 people who can waltz in here without my express permission: the first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. But not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Abelard mutters in crabby approval. Does not clarify whether it means Lieutenant Bent, the officer. Your ladyship, noticing you, the 2 junior officers snap to attention and salute, their subordinates following suit a moment. I want to see the Emperor in a wheelchair roll again. What's the situation? New Titan Emperor, really, really big wheelchair? I want to speak to the strikers.
I always have a backup plan.
Bye.
I will lead us to fortune.
Dozen pairs of eyes, Capri. The people before you are typical inhabitants of lower decks who take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, fairly strange. Lord Captain, you have come down to us. Tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your ladyship. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Rivet. Here's the deal, your ladyship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word and they're reaching for their baton. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to the whole base for a week at a time. That's thick and... In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. Aw, Genta. I'm like skipping over the narration because, like, it's all true. Ventus is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us as clear as day, who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships and has no feeling towards it. Your ladyship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servant. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to be working. Alright. I was told that one of you was in possession of a cultist amulet and that there were heretics hiding. Cultist amulet? What's that? The god they found on the dead drunkard? If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics if we know our own people and there have been no new faces around? Definitely not, and if there were, we'd be the first to report them. And as for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies, the boots they came back with. Nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine, I can tell you that. I'm assuming these cultists have better commanders than us. Oh yeah, those boots are really... And there was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets down here. We all worship the Emperor, and when we're working, we bow down before the machine, large and small transformers in the servant. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, your ladyship, we are people of faith. I confirm the information regarding the proper tending of the machine spirits in the sector, so that the commoners are performing the sacraments they are permitted. Oh. Naive children, weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of the Archenemy's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. The last time we saw a confessor in your sector, it was just after I had my third little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when the beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics, the Holy Father who is not there? Or the scavenger who brought evil down on himself and his neighbors? Abelard, do you have anything to add? I authorize the use of all necessary means to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in this sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Nevertheless, I'm certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stupors. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action. What changes? Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain herself is asking us Bildrats what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers to quit turning off the heat. And to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here and we want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here. You've gone too far, old Nan. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks, too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist bodies and we'll talk to them one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. Thoughts, Abelard? The story about going scavenging for food and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and possibly becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want, even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity. That does not mean they are not clean to properly. What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I've seen it before. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal-choking vine. When it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, or whatever they'll turn to next, my word is simple. Give them no. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons into untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and draw those demands. And we will consider the rest. Old Nan, listen. The Lord Captain herself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who's ever stood next to the road trader, let alone talked to them, backed out. Now's no time for you to be stubborn, old crone. Listen to us, old Nan. 3 clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made our minds up. It's time your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. We don't need any of that. You two are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own. I want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's great, just fantastic, Lord Captain. We've all agreed. Then it's decided. Persecution will stop, and I will expect you to resist locating any matters. Of course, your ladyship will root out any nasty business faster than the forces and will leave no stone unturned.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please get up. Lower classes of people. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believe their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak havoc they like because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valence's Protectorate? Let's talk about your role in this, Ed. There's some truth. I should say so. You simply needed to trust me. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodora? Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protector, as any true strategist never ought. I would be only too willing to trust in my seneschal and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation had spiraled out of your control, Abelard. Ablard's face relaxes slightly. You're right, at least as concerns junior officers making complaints directly to you, and I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. The prosperity of the Von Valence's Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds a sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking. I'm military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers. And I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on the ice of the active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all, the rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and true procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as Lord Captain, Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world. The world where Theodora is gone, and where you and I have a new decision. Abelard solemnly inclines his head. Yes, Captain. Your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. The rogue trader desires to stretch her legs. There are far more. Neat. That was neat. I'm gonna go get a bit more food. Be back in just a sec. I have returned with an additional slice of pizza. Also, I apparently leveled up from that. Take height of excellence. Common. I'm gonna need plasma weapon proficiency eventually. Would be good given I'm prone to randomly die. Yeah, let's take that. Okay, Pascal. Weak body, weak soul, just like me for real. Take reactive study. Okay, he already has pinnacle of weapon. Just take swift movements, because I find that Pascal is often out of That'd be potentially. Let's take rapid reload though. Just run out. Demolition is the. Oh, Aftershock would be great, actually. One seems really. I'm coughing a lot. Alright, let's go to Urak 5. Lord Captain reporting. The heralds of the Navis nobility continue to maintain Vox silence. Perhaps due to Urak 5 being off limits to visitors, we intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around. We have also detected an accumulation of space near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttle. Perhaps the esteemed Navis nobility house requires aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. Order the Augur crew to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station. Information. Advice. They note wave distortions, unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed navigators heralds ignoring us? Contact the station again, I will negotiate. Yeah. Order the crew to commence docking with the station. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening in the station, so you have to look for the team to navigate the line. Dock safe, and may the guard Emperor pass.
Dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess! What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
There's like a warp phenomenon. Bellic or Celia? A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his face and not just his own. Two jetback and blinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark navigator, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of the forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the sea of souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Desist, brother. It was the Emperor's will that brought me to this. The navigator frowns. No one has the right to interpret his will so freely. But wait, I recognize your coat of arms. You must be a lady of the Von Valancius dynasty. Yes, I am absolutely positive of fact. And since fate has brought you such an important person into my abode, allow me to introduce yourself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of this station. Though you did not come to offer support to the traders. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Urak 5 is a holy sanctum for House Arcelio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. Provide me with a navigator, and I will immediately depart the station. I do not think this is possible. Urak 5 is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of force. And besides, you have chosen an opportune time for negotiations. Why would a keeper of the station plan to file meetings with them by the The blame lies with Theobald Orcelio, the second keeper of Urak 5. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassie. His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased. The Theobald I knew would never have used his powers in such a reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain for the uninitiated, but I'm going to try. The warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles and have worn the veil between our world and the immaterium thin and frail, at least here on the station. The ruinous powers are trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants, or the first to fall victim to it, their bodies morph and pain and despair drove the poor souls mad. The lunatics took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station. But I rallied the few who still followed the light of the Golden Throne to set things right. The Lord Navigator here is speaking the unvarnished. I bet the station is full of voices, all trying to break through from the other side, waiting for you to reach out and swing the door open wide. I sincerely hope the influence of the Immaterium has not yet affected your body and your soul. With all due respect, I advise you not to remain at the station. Return to your void ship. I need to save Lady Cassia. If you're not willing to help or indeed risk your life, you must leave now. What kind of help are you talking about? I'd never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances yet. Bellic takes his hand away from his ribcage and notices blood and winces in pain. And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the Mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny. But even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. How do I remake the control rod? I have a phylactery containing the Mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the relic. The tech priest ceases to perform the rites of appeasement, so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon it. Pascal excitedly reaches for a data slate, requesting access to the object's data crypt. The Navis nobility uses independent modifications of standard sanguinary technology due to the uniqueness of the genetic code inherent in the lineage of each house. Ah, fuck, I clicked. Whatever. How am I supposed to power the elevator? The station's main cogitator is situated in the card room. Didn't know the correct command system, and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. It's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? Never said. Accomplish. Path to the laboratory in the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of dismissing the Navi's nobility or referring the Emperor's path. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently lack. I guess that makes sense. What have you decided? I will rescue your mistress, but in return, I require that House of Silly sign a contract with my protection. So be it. Hurry, the mistress's safety is all that matters. Should you fail, our arrangement is finished. Okay. There's something sus about this guy. I just gotta say, there's something really sus about him.
That wasn't so difficult.
I always keep my options open.
Yes. The navigator, so he's inherently sus.
Is there money to be made?
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Damn it. But I can
Just as I planned.
put their own line.
Pay attention.
Ripper auto pistol. That's neat. I think I'll probably give that to Apple. Place the last gun. Mutated flesh sample. Meteorite.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, and there the protect the child.
You will beg for mercy, and I will grant none.
Stand your ground.
There's like one guy over there. He doesn't look like he has a gun. One guy up here who does have a gun. I'm going to position myself up here. Destroy the child! Argent will go here-ish because, like, we wanted to spray the enemies. Apple will go here. That guy will unfortunately go before I have a chance to go, so I will go here. Wait a second. Ask out. Genta goes first, and I'm just gonna spray it.
I'll do it. Strike
Ooh!
is a prayer.
That was good. Alright, let's
The
run and gun to
Emperor
get some more
commands, I
fire
act.
out.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Ooh, got 2 of them. Okay, might as well furious title. And analyze 10.
Was that you? Or... We'll
And then
do.
make him like blast. And give 4 warnings.
But of course.
A temporary setback.
Victory is
Get out of that
imminent.
guy.
I will do my duty.
Oh, more. My turn
It's
now.
as good as done.
Make sure he gets a 9.
Who, if not me? Another enemy down.
It's the reward.
You endure.
Oh, he died to aftershock. Yes. Okay.
Faith shields me.
He dodged out into the building.
Request approved.
What did he do? Let's throw a grenade at all these guys.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. That's on momentum, but
Yeah! Obliterated. Genta's turn again, and she can burst on these guys. It'd actually be better. Yeah.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Power resides in the will of the righteous.
Firearm.
I'll do it.
Try again. Try.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
There we go.
Strike is a prayer. Faith
And more
without
weapons.
deeds is worthless.
That's the end of her turn. Hero move back into cover. And,
Cover me!
do that, and then blast the Rhino.
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
You're warning yourself because I've got that guy.
The mere pain won't
Ow.
stop me.
Barker. Move up there and then fire on him with your purpose. Oh, that got him! Neat. Okay. That fight went well.
Let us not dawdle. I always keep my options open.
This is going way better than the planet. Yes, it is. Massively so.
I always have a backup plan. That's how it's done. Is there money to be made?
Tremendous honor, but yes, but this promotion will transfer the entire squad to the pilot's own guard. By the God Emperor, for a strapping lad, you will probably make it for Cycler 3. It has worn down better men than me. What even is the point if your brain's I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. Best I'll keep go bonkers like that little shit stain that kept stealing our... Oh, what happened to that one? Threw himself out of the pressurized chamber. Told him to. Calm down, Keeper Felix said that the squad will not have to serve the child for long. Give us a little way. Like that fish-eyed... He may hear you.
Keep your wits about you. Let us not dawdle. Always keep your eye on the prize. I always keep my options open.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Yep, protect the child.
Ugh.
I always get the job done.
Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of his skin and grow so he could study the influence of the rebellious immaterium on the flesh of the newest ability, just as God navigators are positively resistant to the restless currents of the warp. The God Emperor truly does shield things. But let us get back to the study of mortal. Another servant will be carried in Gemma's ready in extraction. Adamantine dust and black water. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God Emperor, be praised. I am lucky to still have my head on my shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to affect the frail flesh. Turn to a degree. Having said that, we could not even their macerator can handle its temper, so we should probably invent a complex compound with formula. All of the data related to the experiment were reported to data crypt K040H. I'll get back to them later once I'm done with experiment H41K. I mentioned that the chunk of the meteorite found by Keeper's select subjects is completely useless. Although its shining granules could be used to make new paints for the child. Exactly that.
I always have a backup plan.
Hey, Winter. That's the data crypt you're talking about. Now that we can access it.
Rise to the top,
How's
or
it
get
going?
left in the dust.
Going so much better than the plan.
Operation successful.
Ah! Long last. Let's equip that.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Is there money to be made?
Rough, bloody sketch.
Keep your wits about you.
Oh, there's the The cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel exceptionally and scattered around the sacred mechanism. Barks in agony, still refusing to perish. The tech priest box systems hit a binary trail in his pecadendroid start furiously flashing. I'm recording blasphemy. The person found guilty of such cruelty to a noble mechanism must be sentenced to immediate destruction. Away from the cogitator. Awaken the cogitator. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flicker. The cogitator's insides of it cracks and grow, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator. Examine the log. View Vox Report 12A. This is Officer A282. A copy. Several generators continued on the lower level. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The tech priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding, requesting back. The officer's speech is interrupted by shouting, and the recording abruptly ends. Sir H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive suppression of living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes, maybe. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact the Winterscale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. Our rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor. You hear me? Anyone. If you're in doubt, shoot to kill. Examine the recent incident. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains tossed. The negotiations with the Winterscales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new container's resistance to the child's powers. Data expunge. What are we in SCP now? Examine the station's docking log. Examine the security and life support. BP 40,000. The imminent demise of this void station will occur. Damage to core infrastructure is mass, at which point further degradation has commenced in a cascading configuration. View the encryption. Yeah, Pascal's breakthrough. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped to find traces of the Purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands having been invaded, the machine spirit's consciousness now flits across the scope of line. Child delete picked flow, disable access code at null station controls, delete activate shuttle, self-destruct, purge command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer reveals a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report, mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support system. Keeper Theobald has not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that? Yeah, okay, Felix, incredibly sus. Quest date on the station's navigator. So, Felix still alive, Theobald is still alive, Palomira is dead, Alexei is dead, Rasmus is dead. The child, location upper chambers, bear up biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature. Stress levels exceeds the permissible limit, status unknown aim. Attention, calming procedures advised, attention, chambers inaccessible. Air, the control rod is not present. Yeah, if the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact the station keeper or the Navis laboratory. Main chamber. Open out. Okay, Pascal. Pascal's fingers from a matter of resonant throat. As his mechadendrites remove the metal cover, the data cord slides into thinner. The cogitator's body starts crackling with electric. And the tech priest nods with satisfaction. Later, Pascal raises above the machine, principally litany he can understand, is the surviving stump of one of the levers. My humble person satisfied this machine's requirements. Live. Part. Carter. Fabric. Turn to the list. Main elevator. Activate the elevator. Turn to the list. Step away. I know that
Always
the
keep your eye on the prize.
If they're in the middle of a civil war.
An expected result.
Noble Silk Glove. Farragut's
I always have a backup plan.
bonus to lore work. Guess I'll give that first.
Let us not dawdle.
Ooh, whoa. Door is open. Common event.
I'll learn from this mistake.
Oh, I fucked it up. Okay.
Rise to the top.
Hey,
or get
what's
left in
that?
the dust.
Fire. Oh, black. Identified asset. Hi, Vicky. That was the enchantment. I didn't read that, but I just parsed it. Picked them up.
Is there money to be made?
more and more servants are influenced by bacteria that has nothing to do with the child's. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually in the winter. I strongly recommend finely grained agent catalytic action. Not use acid under any circumstance. Of course, will not like having to tend to the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, and one more thing. The tech priest blessed the data crypt WH40K for the calculated number of chrono turns. It means it is no longer necessary to remain near the device while waiting for the reaction to start. Data crypt WH40KO malfunctioned over the course of our research. Remind the technomats deliver this sacred mechanism into Magos Dioctius' capable hand.
I always keep my options open.
Experimental section. The child's influence psycho-emotional data, very representatives of the access level or daily crime. Subject lowborn male. Test subjects exhibit signs of stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a few days of being placed in the laboratory chamber due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretion. And the body's subsequent replacement of these secretions with the connective tissue of its internal environment. The individuals with the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestine. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles of void worm, hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Subgroup lowborn female. Test subjects died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chamber. Most had their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked physical strength separated from the rest of the skull. Cause of death, severe head injuries caused by impacting the walls. A paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to shock caused by a manufactorum male. The test subject noted a tingling sensation in the decayed tissue. During Regent Bronto Orsilio's visit to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian, and then attempted to address the servant who brought him food. Unlengthy conversation was prohibitive due to the servant's lack of a tongue. A defective offspring of Lord P. Arcelio, subject pronounced unfit for studying the high art of navigation due to the mutation of tissues required for installation of the obligatory augmentations that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind. Female. The test subject... Ow! The test subjects mirrored the child actions for 3 days. In the fourth action, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantarelli, an officer of her personal guard. As a result, one of the test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from the resulting massive heart attack. The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child.
Keep your wits about you. Let us not dawdle.
Ah, so we have like a bunch of... Goggles. Yeah? Hi, Molly. I'm trying to figure out the puzzle. Really obvious puzzle. Can we make the rod and turn color? One is here.
This could be an
I
opportunity.
put the sky crystal. Crystal dust. Man. Meteorite trend. That didn't work.
I always have a backup plan.
At least I know vaguely how this was. Okay. I don't know what I'm trying to obtain, but
Always keep your eye on the prize. This is intriguing.
that. Corrupted flesh the mutated. If we put mutated flesh. No. Okay, that's not it.
Well, what do we have here?
Move again. Ah, fuck.
Is there money to be made?
Okay, I'm sure it's the ground psi crystal. Mutated flesh.
This could be an opportunity.
Just 40K. In the tissue flask, I should put the mutated flesh. Are you railgun? Because I like to coil you around me all night. Oh my god.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
What? Being corrupted. I haven't gotten more Zinj corrupted yet, okay? Let's try the same. It said don't use acid, and we used black water, and that didn't work, so let's use the biogel. That worked! It worked!
This is intriguing.
Adaptive antidote. Ah.
Keep your wits about you.
Woo! Okay, and it seems to me like there's another thing to do with the adamantine as well.
Let us not dawdle.
I think the normal. And that data crypt. Oh, fuck. but not to use the black water. Aha!
Well, what do we have here?
Elixir of warp neutrality. Neat.
I always have a backup plan.
Very neat.
Is there money to be made?
Alright, let's keep exploring this. Oh, we have to go back.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Pelicasiri Leo looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there's some healthy color under the scale. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. Trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Adira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling. The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy they fall at the slightest trust. One hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Tell me more, what path? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You must simply decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Who is who? Who do you see behind the map? My whisperers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is not your concern. Thank you. I did not understand a single word. This station has enough problems without your sorcery, Psyker. I have many questions regarding what happened on the station. The madman I fought convinced that we were the traitor. Servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses are discovered by their unarmed people. The warp corrupts not only the soul, but just as much the body and the mind, the mad and the curious. A single servant wielded more strength than an entire squad of the personal guard. The bodyguards had their minds fogged as well, but their own will lets them hold on just long enough to destroy those who rushed in to assault them with their bare hands. Destroying the shuttles, cutting off the power, and disabling the security system. Too many things required special access available only to the keeper of the station. As I'm sure you are aware, there were two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orsilio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also one to blame for the woes that have befallen your rank 5 and our noble line. I saw the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to this. But Theobald stayed out of his side the entire time and not have initiated the self-destruct. Means he did it before the report was filed, or maybe after, or... You dare suspect me of what happened? The one going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left by the God Emperor. You will keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. I listened to a recording of a private conversation with the officer. You're very lead. Purposely neglecting this. Who is the child? You meddled with something that should have been left alone. The child is what the station's servant called Lady Cassia from common dirty master a solar he named by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some proved to be more useful when they're Yeah, you're right, Ree. Very sus. Here's the thing, though, also. It says him and Theobald are... It also said him and Theobald are the only navigators left alive on the station. So how does that work with rescuing his mistress? Can you increase your mic volume a little? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Is increased. That. Yep. Okay, it's increased a significant amount. Okay. This is an obvious lie. And this is a really obvious lie, although even if he was loyal, he'd have reason to lie about this. Yeah, I'm gonna accuse him. Felix nods weirdly. I suppose it is time to remove my mask. Congratulations. You got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time, to welcome you with open arms? An ally of Tisiphone and her monster, the accursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Orcelia for years? Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy her house, and I cannot let that happen. What are you babbling about? I know nothing of this Tisiphone or monsters of any kind. You do not? In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception and my earlier behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of Von Valancia's hair, nor of destroying the station that served as my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers. An evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orcelia from within. Oh, he's sus of us, yeah. And Theobald and his followers? Just a mindless fanatic serving this evil. Lady Acacia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She is a monster whose power drives servants insane in mere turns. A cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orcelia bloodline with just a look. I alone managed to get close enough to her over the years. She lowered her guard and trusted me. And at long last, I rid my house of the curse. This is the truth. Destroy the child, but unironically... The child will also demand that you buy a lot of birds. Perhaps you're ingratiating yourself to me, hoping I will let down my guard. I cannot change the past and dare not hope you will ever trust me again. Seems like yet another lie. Tell me, do you ever speak the truth? Pity. I was hoping to find an ally in you, but now you're merely delaying the sorrowful end of your story. Prepare to die.
Your arrogance will be
Yep,
your
okay.
downfall.
Time to fight him now.
Death to his enemies!
I'll put her there and I'll try and clear out these guys as fast as possible. Who goes first? One of these guys. It's too bad I can't deploy them right next to him. Put Abelard there and Pascal there. Well, birds of the word. And Argento will go next to Adira. Okay, so there's a chance I can kill this guy outright.
Will do.
Oh, that was like minimal damage.
Anything
Oh, well,
else?
put that on me. Put forewarning on me.
Pain cleanses the body.
Oh, there goes Argenta. That was unfortunate.
Deliver us.
Injury is not an excuse to shirk one's duty.
Abelard can deal with that guy. Okay. On Felek. Surefire plan.
I'll
and
make
fire.
it happen.
Oh my god, you missed. God damn it. Fine, expose weakness on him. By the way, I think you're wrong about other people not benefiting from exposed weakness because it just says it reduces their dodge, parry, and armor.
Suffering is part of the trial.
It will be done.
Reckless strike and then charge. That wasn't quite
At your
enough to kill him, so
beck
hit him
and
again.
took care of this.
Let's move up to Phallic Arcelio. We'll also throw this down. Now let's just move up to Phallic Arcelio. Analyze. You really need an officer? Yes, I do. And sweep.
Running binary.
Let's use that on him just to reduce damage that Pascal's obviously going to take here.
Brush this off.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume they will.
But of course.
Analyze. Go here. And then do this. Give Pascal full warning. Oh, fuck. At least it knocked down that guy. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
We're at a tactical disadvantage.
That was really bad. Let's go here and we'll charge Phallic.
One fewer target.
And we can pistol burst this guy.
Reduced to dust.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
And I can probably deal with that guy with just
Will
that.
do.
There we go. Oh, that guy's still alive.
I'll see to
Just
it
blast him.
personally.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
And literally just walk up and cut him in half.
At your beck and call. One fewer target.
What do you have? A Deadshot stub revolver. Interesting. That requires 35 strength. Keeper's control rod. Staff of House Arcelio. Abelard remove his balls. Tactical goggles. Ooh. For a Toby pattern lasgun. Ooh.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
In the TTRPG, you could kill your psyker and replace with the Demon Prince. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna give him the Toby pattern lasgun.
Let us not dawdle. I always have a backup plan.
You need 2 100 rolls in a row to get that though. Oh my god. The pale figure with a naturally long limb stands with her arms raised, her hands deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet-misted eyes, her spiny gills slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitching nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. You are enveloped in despairing grief, and an invisible hand closes around your throat, cutting off your breath. Your limbs seem to fill with lead, your heart hammers in your chest, and the desire to turn and flee from this room, from this station, almost gets the better of you. At the last moment, you master your emotions, and your will pushes against the illusion, forcing it to retreat. Adira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Ow, ow, ow. As if my own little pals aren't bad enough, now this one's barging into my head. Someone stop her. I'm registering abnormal activity in my tear ducts. The salt being produced by my body may negatively affect the performance of my respiratory apparatus. The vulnerability must be rectified. It has been logged. Heresy. Lady Cassia, I'm here to help you. Please calm yourself. She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both the sob and the howl of a small wounded animal. What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you, who are you? Vivienne von Valancius, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Pardon my manners, Vivienne. I did not expect to make such a great acquaintance in such a time of great sorrow for our house. What is this I feel? It faints. Theobaldo Celio, the heavyset man who's been kneeling nearby, erupts into low sobs. His eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. The child, Lady Cassia, where are you? Sacred child, throne preserve. Despite his vulnerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's aid. You, the old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet black veins, and its bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Arcelio down upon your head. Watch out, Lord Captain, this one's so deranged it's making the Whisperer shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his. Threatening the head of the dynasty is a great offense, team, whoever you are. At present, I'm trying to determine what is happening on Urak 5. I'll grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or like scoundrels in Felix service. So who are you? Vivienne von Valancius, rogue traitor. Another rogue traitor in our corner of the galaxy. How interesting. Your kind always makes an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful. Valheim von Volk Van von Volkfer mess name. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful, and so House Arcelio asks a service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer. Think on it. You can make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today. You decide. What is the curse that has taken hold of everyone in this room? Curse? You do not understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily. And if the child wants blood, the world turns crimson. The child's will is the will of the great Tisiphone, for she is the heir of House Arcelio. They call me dangerous with my witchcraft. I want to know what happened between you and Felek. Felek is my wayward student. He came to Urek 5 as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me. But he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child. To revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss. To pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for himself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our Novitors. To Symphony Orsilio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy, the renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty, but with the sacred child has come a change, and had taken up the Novitor's throne. What service do you ask of me? Save the sacred child. Take her away from the station. I fear I do not have long left. A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain. Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Aranto, acting head of House Orsilio in the Coronis Expanse. Rest assured, the reward will be worth your effort. I know I came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl. Such a fragile thing with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders. You are talking as though you expect to die here. My service to our house is coming to an end. The wounds and Phallic inflicted upon my flesh will never heal. I am dying, praise the throne, slowly enough to see the child is taken care of. I believe I made my decision. Kasia shall come with me. Good, that is good. But do allow us to say our proper farewells. Theobald coughs off more bluish blood. It stains the armor plate on his chest, but he remains standing.
Mistress, my sacred child.
Oh.
It is all over now. It is over.
What happened? You. I remember you. Have you come to save us?
Child, please, listen to me very carefully. One last time. You will now embark on a voyage with this lady to rejoin the house and its regent in the Coronis Expanse. I will not be able to accompany you on this journey.
No! Not you too! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! You're coming with me! Your mistress is giving you an order. Do you hear me?
Mistress, I fear this will be your only order that I dare to disobey. I am the keeper of Urek 5, and alas, I have less than a day in me. Allow me to serve you one last time and honor my final duty to House Orsilio. I will remain on the station and destroy the secrets it holds.
Oh, Theobald.
Forgive the urgency, but we should leave the station immediately. The systems are unstable and may fail at any moment.
This is my home.
Please, child, do not be stubborn. Remember your duty to the house, and let those thoughts bring you strength.
What are you going to do to me?
If you wish to leave the station alive, you must first sign a contract. You will undertake to serve as my navigator until I release you from that obligation.
Striking a deal that profits off the other party's desperation? Just as I thought. You do not have an ounce of honor in you.
Number one grind set answer?
Child, let this be a lesson to you. A cruel lesson. But you will have to accept this state of affairs for now, so the house can achieve its goals. Remember, what matters is that you reach Regent Aronto.
If they put in a maximum of how long your name can be? Given a thing I've seen, no. It can be really, really, really long.
I am afraid you leave me no choice, Lord Captain. I agree. Now take me to your vessel.
Whoa! He's in our party now. Oh, she's an officer! I'm gonna want that willpower. I know she's a psyker. Even if, or like semi-psyker? Aww. Hmm. Okay, so in general, I think we actually want perception more than willpower here. Hmm. Hmm. That seems really good given she's an officer. Ow. Hmm. Hmm. Focus seems really nice. And then we'll take willpower there. Hmm. I think the bonus fellowship will actually be really beneficial because she's an officer. Easy initiative would be really nice. Hers is dogmatic, unfortunately, because this would be good for her. Let's actually give him the logic goggles. You can give her the Deck of Uster's helmet. I'll give him the revolver and I'll give her the auto pistol, I think. Because that seems like a good gun to have when you're not very good at shooting.
Is there money to be made? I always keep my options open.
Anything else to pick up before we leave? Nope, doesn't look like it. All right.
Keep your wits about you.
That's York 5. Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first. Your heart starts beating furiously, your breath coming short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of the sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Voxmaster, Cassia waves her away. First, I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us? Of course, when you're ready for the ritual, please let me know. Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Vigdis, then, lowering her lashes slightly, turns to you. What did you wish to speak about? After a few seconds' hesitation, Cassia lets out a small exhale, then raises her pointed chin. Rogue Trader, you took advantage of my wretched position, forced me to board your vessel under fear of death, and now you stand there expecting my cooperation. Please dispel once and for all the tenebrous fog of doubt in my mind. I'm a prisoner on this void ship? Not at all. I regret frightening you, although it was the only way to convince you to leave your Ek-5. Are you trying to convince me of that, or yourself? But now, I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board, but no red. but he refused red paint. It is my habit to use the blood of my attendants so as to preserve my own. However, given the current circumstances, my own will serve even better. The blood of the Navis nobility is sacred, and so is more suitable for the communion ritual. Tell me more about what the ritual entails. I doubt the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but I shall try to explain the essence of it. I must merge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship so that I become one with the vessel. Cassie lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, revealing gilded implant ports. After that, I use the House Arcelia ritual, which I am loath to reveal to you, to free my mind of all errant thoughts, and then it is time to open my third eye and peer into the depths of the warp itself. All among the nightmarish visions, mirages, and creatures of the abyss, only the light of the Emperor is the truth that will lead me from star to star, from system to system. Oh, the light, the guiding thread so fine it can slip from one's grasp at any moment. But you have nothing to worry about. The navigators of House Arcelia never lose their course. I shall ensure that the necessary supplies are delivered to the Sanctum Navis. Cassie nods and thanks. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. You can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge. And may the Emperor's light help us all. The Voxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the susurration of clothes, pious chanting, and the metallic clicking of implants. Then the serene voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence. Initiating communion ritual. You hear the exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard. Then the stifled grasp of a Lady Navigator, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, and the faint whisper of a brush. I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, and umber shadows spinning over the surface in a fiery dance. A storm rising above foaming waters, armadas drowning in fog. The path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond the wool all of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother. And the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit of her? No, of me. Its frozen rays lie that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. The Voxmaster recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator levers. The panel beneath her fingers emits marks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored, thou. It will not happen again. Leave the Lady Navigator undisturbed. Soul-shredding screams drown out the Vox transmission. The servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts. Moaning in pain, their throats raw from the strain, and then sudden silence. The dull thud of dripping bodies proclaims their fate. It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's rite, as it was for her predecessor. I will arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only draws me onward. The way is blocked. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel did not grip me. The old grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have a need for me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Spare me a few months of your time, please. There are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I want to report on the condition of the station, Urak 5. Regrettably, we arrived too late to evacuate the residents of the station. The warp disruptions affecting Urak 5 twisted the bodies and minds of its attendants. The corruption failed to affect Lady Cassia, thank the Emperor. Navigators are trained to resist the Immaterium's pull. With your permission, I would also like to remind you that we are still in need of more men and women for the crew. And we have not yet located Heinrich von Kalox, the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. As we can now attest, the man vanished into the shadows of the star system and was not present on Urak 5. Keep this in mind when making any future plans. Thank you, Vig. This will be all for now. As it pleases you, Lord Captain. Navigator be like something sussy on the ship. Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassia to the deck. What the whack?
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
Alas, a title alone is not enough to hold everyone's attention all of the time.
I did not... Please forgive me this regrettable lapse, Lord Captain. There are times when books sweep me up, and I lose myself in their pages and forget about the world's existence. Was there something you required of me?
The events that took place on Urak 5 must have shaken you greatly. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Are you satisfied with your new attendance?
Your servants are somewhat sluggish when it comes to attending a noblewoman of the Navis nobility, but they are quite tolerable. Thank you for your concern.
Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes the topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is clear that she does not feel comfortable aboard a ship teeming with new people. I hope that you have had ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting.
So you're fond of reading?
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying? You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it's just as natural to share them with others.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station. Of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
I understand what you're going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so... private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
Perhaps my people did not wish to disturb you.
Or because my presence offends them. Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
Oh, another level. Okay. Speaking to a teenager is enough of a battle. That's a good one. I feel like that's good for like anti-boss stuff. If I take Medicae here, I should be able to use medkits, which would be enormously helpful. Oh, that's really strong. Increase rate of fire. Okay. Right, and then Abelard, ooh, that seems really good. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it a night after I find someone to raid. My throat is getting real tired from all this reading. So let's find someone to raid. Let's raid Archivist. Because he's a good friend. Alright, I'll see y'all lab rats tomorrow for more Nebulous Fleet Command. Good night.